You have something in common with one of the other finalists here this evening.
It was funny because me and Drew Brees played on the same all-star team in high school. One play he threw an awful pass to me, and I had to make a acrobatic catch.
And the rest is history. Now you got the great hands.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh yeah.
Well, you got to thank Drew for that.
It was at that moment in New York where we said, wouldn't that be something if we played a high school all-star game together? Here we are at the Heisman together. If we played in the NFL together. Sure enough, a few months later, LT goes in the first round, I go in the second round at the San Diego Chargers, and the Chargers were 1-15 the year before.
We made a pact to each other that we will bring a championship to San Diego.
Tomlinson's first NFL quarterback would not be Drew Brees, but Doug Flutie, who played with Tomlinson's boyhood idol, Walter Payton.
He really reminded me day one of Walter Payton. He had the ability to throw the football, which Walter could do. His ability to run routes and catch the ball. Third down pass protections, he knew what was going on. His work ethic.
I have a visual in my mind of Walter running that hill with the Ruse headband on. When I built my house in San Diego, I built a hill in the backyard.
Tomlinson was intent on taking the Chargers to the top. When Drew Brees took over as quarterback, that goal appeared in reach. In 2003, Tomlinson became the first player to rush for 1,000 yards and catch 100 passes. In 2004, the Chargers won their first division title in a decade.
By the time we got to 2005, I think we all felt like we were right there on the cusp.
In the final game of the season, Brees tore his shoulder. A contract dispute followed, and Brees never played for the Chargers again.
That dream that we had established together in 2001 was gone.
I was hurt, confused, but I knew we had a young first-round quarterback in Phillip Rivers.
Coming up, the Chargers change quarterbacks, and Tomlinson rewrites the record book. LaDainian couldn't be with his father, but in San Diego, he found a father figure in head coach Marty Schottenheimer.
Right, wrong, or otherwise, you have favorites. LaDainian Tomlinson was a favorite for me. I loved him like he was my own.
Marty would say, LaDainian, I need you not to be good today. I need you to be great.
He said, power, football is what I want. We're gonna wear people down and you're gonna be the guy to do it.
Tomlinson began to resemble the player who inspired him at a football camp, Emmitt Smith. Especially when it came to scoring touchdowns.
How sweet it is.
How sweet it is, huh? How sweet it is.
When you got the ball inside the 2-yard line, everybody in the stands knew what you were going to do with it.
You knew the LT chants were going to start, and he was going to get in there.
In 2006, Tomlinson would win league MVP and challenge the single-season touchdown mark once held by Smith.
LaDainian Tomlinson, Mr. Everything, is in today with 26 touchdowns. The record for one season is 28.
I really didn't think that I was going to break it that day.
With 4 minutes left, Tomlinson was one touchdown away from tying the record.
LaDainian Tomlinson, one step closer to football immortality.
All the guys were saying, let's get it. Let's get the record.
Merriman dives on it at the 7-yard line. Lights out. You've got the ball back at the 7. But hey, you've already seen the record tied. You've got a chance to see it broken right now.
I said, guys, we're gonna all be old one day. When we look back on this clip, I don't want it to be about me. I want it to be about us.
I was crying in the huddle just because I knew we were about to do something. I had tears in my eyes snapping. I was like, oh God, don't mess this snap up.
And I'm like, all right, LT, I said, get on my hip and don't dip. Let's go. We're going to score this touchdown. I'm like, this is going to be great. I get to lead LTN. I'm going to be on NFL Network. This is going to be great.
The play is designed to go straight up the middle.
I see the safety. I'm going to go blow this guy up. I trip. I fall.
So what did I do? I bounced it.
Skirts it outside, into the end zone. Charger fans are witnesses to history.
I remember the offensive line.
That's why you're the greatest. That's why you're the greatest.
The joy they had picking him up, and just everybody felt a part in it.
The great number 21, as humble as the day is long, celebrated with all of his teammates in the end zone. There was no spotlight dance.
Pointing to the guys, pointing to the crowd as it wasn't about him. And that's why guys loved him.
You did it!
How many touchdowns did he have that year? Was it 26? 31 touchdowns? 31 touchdowns in one season? It's a crazy number.
The 14-2 Chargers had the best record in the NFL entering the playoffs. Tomlinson had 17 first-half touches as the Chargers built an 11-point lead. In the second half, he had only 8.
If we could go back in time, we'd have just ran the ball. Just probably 50, 60 times that game.
Patriots have won the game. It is a shell-shocked crowd here as the sun sets in San Diego.
The best team that I had ever been on, first round bye, #1 seed, done. They ran out to the middle of the field and started dancing. In fact, they started doing the Sean Merriman lights out dance. I felt like I needed to make a statement for my team. I'm the captain, and I'm not gonna let you dance on our field.
Any incident where opponent team come in and start dancing in the middle, I mean, we all know that's a sign of disrespect.
Don't defile our symbol. We don't need that. And he was the point man, and he stood up for the team.
I can't sit there and watch that. And so, yeah, I was very upset. And just the fact of the way they showed no class at all, absolutely no class, and maybe it comes from their head coach.
Tomlinson's anger would soon be redirected toward his own team. After the defeat, the Chargers fired Marty Schottenheimer.
I was furious. The organization was changing this team and basically breaking the team apart. He was the right coach for us. He was what we needed at that time.
1 month after losing his biggest game and his most influential mentor, Tomlinson would suffer his most devastating loss yet.
I remember getting a hold of Torsia and telling her to break the news to him because I knew he wouldn't take it well.
She put the phone down and she said, your dad, you know, he was killed in a car accident. It was hard for me to deal with for a long time. I felt like I was just starting to get to know my father in my adult life. I never got the chance, I felt like, to say certain things that I wanted to say. And I felt like I had more time. And, you know, he was gone.
Coming up, Tomlinson's abrupt goodbye to his football home.
When emancipation came, James K. called all the slaves up to the main house, and that's where he announced that, you know, as of today, you are as free as me. And that was the end of slavery in Texas.
So in fact, it was done right about
where that old tree is fallen over there. That's about the point. Now, the Union troops told the former slaves, we don't want you leaving. This is where the jobs are. This is where the food is. You know, you need to stay here on this same plot of land, but from now on, you're going to be paid. James K. loaded up the former slaves on the wagon and then took them down to the county courthouse. And that's where the county clerk said, okay, what do you want to take as your last name?
Oh, okay. And that's how we got our last name, Tomlinson.
And that's when you chose to take the name Tomlinson. Your family, your ancestors did.
Wow.
For years, Tomlinson had the most popular name in San Diego.
There has never been a greater Charger. They were one of the two worst teams when he first got there, and then they became a team that perennially was in the playoffs.
I don't know that people in San Diego can appreciate this young player enough. Absolutely one of the great talents that will ever play this game.
And combine that with the charity things he did.
This bear need a home.
You see him after every single game take pictures and talk with the kids that were a part of his foundation.
He was San Diego. When I think of San Diego, I think of the beaches, and I think of LaDainian.
I remember I would go to some football camps and he showed up. It was like, you know, Michael Jordan was there, and it was the greatest thing ever.
So, Reggie.
I got a chance to work out with him. I thought that I was in shape and I was gonna be able to hang with him. I ended up throwing up in the workout. Hit home for me, and this is where I need to get to if I want to make it to the NFL, if I want to be one of the best.
LT's always been, I'd say, a quiet leader. He lets his actions speak for themselves. But when something needs to be said, he says it and everybody listens.
Look at the score, man. We're getting our ass kicked. Why you messing with them? Why you messing with them? We're getting our ass kicked right now.
In 2007, the Chargers had a new head coach, Norv Turner.
Norv Turner sold himself for the job by saying in part, if you want to win a championship, you've got to develop Phillip Rivers. It's a quarterback's league. And so LaDainian's role became diminished somewhat.
In the 2007 playoffs, for the first time in his career, Tomlinson's importance to the Chargers was questioned.
Somebody hit me right in my knee. And my knee buckled. I've never been hurt like this, never had anything like this. Find out that I have a MCL sprain. It's a 4-week injury.
Tomlinson was out. So was Phillip Rivers with a torn ACL. Finishing the game with backups, the Chargers upset the Colts.
I'm thinking the championship game is next week. I'm gonna play. I'm absolutely gonna play. There's no way that I'm not gonna play.
San Diego's opponent, an old nemesis, the 17-0 Patriots.
They danced on y'all field. That disrespect.
They God's gift to the football world.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Both Rivers and Tomlinson started the game, but Tomlinson's day lasted just 2 drives.
At that point, I knew Michael Turner is a better running back than me right now with this knee injury that I have. And so I decided to pull myself, and of course I took a lot of heat for that.
You're a big-time player, and big-time players must play in big-time games. I know a lot of people will give LT a pass and say, you know, we don't know what happened. But right now, as his teammates, as fans looking on, you got to come. It must be a surgery for him to get a pass on this one.
Going into that game, Phillip had come off of surgery, which no one at the time had announced, and the team had really not spoken much about LT's injury. Obviously, we don't want to give our opponent any kind of information that could help them, which in retrospect didn't help LT's situation, because when he tried to go and couldn't go, people were a little surprised by that. Internally, we weren't.
People want to juxtapose his situation with that of Phillip Rivers. And they say, well, Philip Rivers had knee surgery the week of that game, and he played the entire game. How could LaDainian not do it? How could he not be on the field?
I was in a position I didn't have to make many cuts, and I was going to be able to stand in that pocket and throw. And LT's game is based off cutting and running and all that. So two completely separate deals, and it was blown completely out of proportion.
And people say, well, he was sulking. And maybe he was. But you have to understand how much it hurt him not being able to be out on that field.
The following year, another postseason injury, another season-ending defeat.
I could remember thinking that I was cursed or something, like it wasn't meant to be, to play in the playoffs and be healthy.
I don't think anybody can know the frustration. All my life, all I ever wanted to do was play football and win a championship. And to feel so helpless, to be at this point where we have a chance to do it, and again, I can't do anything about it. I can't play.
The player most identified with San Diego's rise was now being discussed for his decline.
He just hasn't been the same the last couple of years. I think after his injury, It's unfortunate. I mean, he's such a good guy, a good player. He's still a beast, but he's just not the MVP. And what do you have, like 50 touchdowns, something, whatever he had that one year?
We can feel the tension in the air. You can feel it in the locker room. Anytime a guy of that caliber, his role diminishes, not getting the carries that he normally gets, you feel something's wrong. He's not hurt. He still can play. You just, it was like an aura in the air. Like you just felt something was changing.
In 2009, San Diego entered the playoffs 13-3 and winners of 11 in a row.
He ain't got the horn no more. You ain't got the horn. Come on.
Tomlinson was held to 24 rushing yards, and the Chargers lost once more.
As I exited the field, I remember thinking, that's it.
1 month later, Tomlinson was a free agent.
The Chargers released LT, and I was shocked. Not because of what he was able to do that year or what he could have did for us in the future, but what he had done up until that point, how he changed the culture, how he changed the way people viewed San Diego. You always felt like it was always a spot here for him, no matter what. He meant that much to San Diego, but at the same time, I understand the business side of it.
It is a business, unfortunately, when it comes to decisions like that, and it was a very, very difficult decision. He truly was the heart and soul of our franchise for all the years that he was here. It was very emotional, and it's a hard thing.
Sometimes emotions is what makes a person. And as you guys know, I've always wore my emotions on my sleeve. So for that, I'm not sorry. I thank you.